Hey, this is Becky with RX Primal, and today I'm going to be talking about making your own spices. So I actually started out making my own spices just as kind of an experiment to see if I could make something better than the Sam's Club onion powder that Adam bought. I'd never really seen too much variation between like one spice blend and the next until we actually went and got one from Sam's Club, and it basically tasted like onion flavored chalk. So thought, well, let's give it a shot, and I'm actually really glad I did because this is the result. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's a beautiful purple color, and it smells really rich and like earthy onions. It doesn't really smell like the onion powder that you buy from the store. That's always a little bit flat, and you can tell it's onion powder. It's not that great. So I went ahead and experimented with a whole bunch of different spices, and I really recommend that you do too, because it just makes everything store-bought seem really terrible, for lack of a better word. Even some of the best spices that I've bought, for instance turmeric, when I went to Whole Foods, I went to Fresh Market, I went to one of our co-ops, and I got what I thought was pretty high quality turmeric. And I had never been able to figure out how to work with it because it was such a weak flavor and such a weak scent that I couldn't quite get the hang of how I should be working with it. I even bought fresh turmeric, and that was still a little, up in the air. I couldn't quite figure it out. But after I made my own dried turmeric and I was able to smell that, it was just like night and day. Suddenly I could see how, I can even smell it just from here. I could suddenly see how well it went with coconut milk, how I could use it in the curries. It really smelled fruity and rich and earthy all at the same time. So I really do recommend that you try those. So one of my favorites is actually the onion zest. So if you're throwing away onion peels when you're using lemon zest. If you're throwing away the lemon peels when you're making lemon juice or using lemon juice in any kind of recipe, you're really missing out. So I've started peeling them, so you just peel off the yellow part, try to avoid the white part in there, and then dehydrate it, and it's really awesome. I've been putting it on steak, and it's just so good. I can't even describe. It's nice and citrusy, but it's got that extra little punch because it is dried. And then I also worked with ginger, which I highly recommend keeping on hand. I keep it on hand for ginger tea, which is great for any time if you've got any stomach upset, anything like that. It's really, really incredible. And then garlic powder is another one that's really easy to make. Now, this one can be a little annoying because you do have to peel all the garlic. If you've got a better method, let me know. I would love it. Right now, I'm stuck between either using one of those garlic peelers where you either put the garlic in a little kind of silicone tube and rub it and it pulls off the skin, or putting it in a jar and just shaking it, and it acts kind of like, a turbine and pulls all the peels off. So that helped a little bit, but it was still kind of a pain in the butt. Now, the onion powder, if you're going to make onion powder, definitely freeze the onions for a little bit, maybe like an hour ahead of time. They'll cut way down on the fumes. I thought I was going to die for about 10 minutes there when I cut up a whole bunch of onions. I literally had, I think, 14 cups of onions, and I was trying to lay them out all in the dehydrator. It was kind of awful. So definitely learn from my mistake, freeze the onions for a minute first. Now, you can see from all of these are pretty full. This didn't take much effort at all. So you're not going to, the garlic a little bit less, but, I wasn't willing to peel as much garlic. So if you're willing to put a little bit of effort into it, you can get awesome spices, and it's really not that hard. These are the tomatoes I did. You can see those. Those are just chopped up, dehydrated, and now I've got my own sunflower tomatoes. So this is something I really recommend you doing at least once. Just try it out, because you're really going to discover a wealth of flavor in these spices that you're not getting from the grocery store. So quite frankly, it's even easier to cut these up and dehydrate it than it is to go to the grocery store. I think it takes me probably 30 minutes just to run down to the grocery store, pick up a couple things and run back. Probably takes me 5 minutes to run all this through the food processor and put it on the dehydrator and let it go. So it's really not that hard. And working with these flavors, you'll just discover some really deep flavor profiles that you didn't even know was there. So for anybody who's really passionate about their culinary practice, anybody who wants to get better, really recommend trying this. You can check out my post. I've got some details there, as well as my full experience, especially with the turmeric. So I hope you check that out. It's on rxprimal.com. Do like, share the video, let people know what I'm doing. If you like it, if you want to see more tips like this, let me know, and I will see you next week.